I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. The reason it's hard to find a good woman is because a good woman is somewhere being a good woman. It's simply put, like, a good woman is somewhere being a good woman. That's why you don't see them in the club half naked, sweated out in the summertime. That's why you don't see them on a podcast or on TV somewhere talking about, let me tell you something. Oh, yeah. That ain't no good woman. That woman for the streets. When you run across a good woman, it was luck. You happened to stumble across a good woman. You better try to get her and keep her. It ain't that many of them.
You know, and it's funny that these modern women say that a man has to sell out. Because, say for instance, modern women aren't really ever fully into the man. They're just not. Right? It don't matter if the man is rich, even for the 6 foot, 6 figure, 6-pack, they're never really fully into that man. So a man can say, hey, I feel like I want a man who initiates. Okay, cool. I feel like I want to go over here. I want to do this. I want to do that. What are you thinking? Fantastic plan. She might put that in the group chat. In the group chat, which is a bunch of women, a lot of times who ain't got no man, just single and lonely. Oh, do you really want to go there? Does he really respect you if he's going to do X, Y, and Z? Oh, I don't know, girl. And then that's when you start acting stupid. You go back to him talking about, I don't know if I really want to go there anymore. And then you try to upsell him on another restaurant, or you try to hold your guns and try to do something stupid to where you try to make him chase you, make him guess, make him grovel, and you fool around and you get broken up with. Because you let your stupid friends get in the way of you going out and having a nice night.
The double standard for women is getting absolutely out of hand and disgusting. I just saw a post that was like, how to keep your man humble. And it listed out a bunch of things like give him one-word answers when he texts you, give your dog more attention than you give him, casually compare him to other men. And I understand there's going to be a small level of manipulation in every relationship, which is fine. But then a man responded in the comments and said, I'm going to do this to my girlfriend. Mind you, the original post had like 50,000 likes. And then the women went ballistic on this guy saying, you're so hateful. How could you ever do this to a woman? What makes you think this way? Ladies, look at the post that you originally liked. And this is the problem. If you can't play the game that you're not willing to lose, don't start.
One thing modern women really don't want to admit is that, you know, they say a lot of times that men are fumbling them, men are missing good opportunities, and in some situations that's probably right. But when are we going to start to talk about the opportunities that you guys are missing? When are we going to start to talk about, let's not go back and forth saying, well, a man did this and a man did that. Let's not do that. What did I do? How was I the problem in the relationship? How come he stopped responding like he did in the beginning? Was I putting the energy in that I should have? If you're really honest with yourself, maybe you did some things right, but then maybe you also did some things wrong. And that's where modern women stop. They'll talk for months on end with their friends, family, past, whoever will listen about the things that they did right. But they're not going to touch the things that they did wrong. They're not going to be accountable for the stuff that they did in the relationship that made it go sideways.
I get very annoyed when people make very generalized statements about dads, like, dads don't know what they're doing, because yes, they do. It just annoys us because they probably do things very differently than the way that we do them, and we don't want to admit they're right. But prime example for you, story time. We're going on spring break. It's me, my husband, our 2 kids. Now, I like to consider myself the president of the party planning committee around here, so I start planning the spring break road trip of a lifetime. We're gonna hit up the Indiana Children's Museum. We're gonna go through Gatlinburg, hit up Dollywood, then go to all the Ripley's Believe It or Not exhibits in Myrtle Beach. We're talking roller coasters, gourmet ice cream, swimming with stingrays. Somewhere along the drive in Tennessee, my husband goes, I just kind of want to drive around aimlessly and find something. So I'm like, okay, bet, we have time. All of a sudden, he pulls off to the side of the road and stops the car. And he goes, look, a giant rock. And sure enough, there was like the most giganticest rock I had ever seen just sitting there on the grass. And then he goes, should we climb it? And the kids are like, yeah! And I'm like, oh, I don't know, it's a really big rock. What if the kids get hurt? And the kids are like, boo, mom, boo, and then start climbing the rock like little geckos. Here they are on said rock. Y'all, we went underground cave kayaking, went to an entire theme park, met a mermaid that looked a lot like Emily King. And if you ask my kids to this day, their favorite part of the spring break road trip, it is the big rock. Dads know what they're doing.
You know, you have a lot of these modern women are stunned. They're stunned. They're asking, you know, how is this guy moving on? Doesn't he regret losing me? How are men nowadays moving on so fast? Don't they miss me? Oh, did they ever really care about the relationship? In a lot of situations, they did. But, you know, there's a saying, a man would rather dwell on a rooftop or he would rather dwell in the corner of a house. I'd rather live basically in the heat, in the elements, rather than put up with a lot of stuff that's going on. Number one. Number two, you might be a nice person, but there's some things about you that he just tired of, you know, and you haven't really changed those, and those really grind his gears. So when he's not chasing you and he's moving on, it might be the best for you and it might be the best for him.
A man versus a woman, the man is guilty until proven innocent, and the woman is innocent until proven guilty. And she'll use that to her advantage. And if she doesn't get the outcome she wants, she'll go on the internet, because all the Jezebels are on the internet, and then create some sort of coalition, and together, now you have the equivalent of a demonic legion. The Jezebel spirit is fiercely independent, manipulative, controlling, and very unrepentant. If you confront the Jezebel spirit, they will fight back. And if they feel like they're losing, they will change the conversation to where they are a victim and you have abused them. And they're very hurt and very emotional. And what the Jezebel spirit knows is if it's a woman who then is declaring war on a man, it puts the man in a lose-lose position. Because if she attacks him and he fights back, see, he's mean, he's domineering, he's overbearing, he's a bully. Me too. And if he just takes it and tolerates it, she'll control and dominate. It's spiritual warfare. And in our culture, the Jezebel spirit knows that.
And what's funny is a lot of these modern women will go down a list of things that they expect a man to do. And then they'll be like, oh, if he doesn't do this, then he's getting chopped. Oh, he's getting cut and all that. And so a man might go a couple of weeks, or it used to be months on end, trying to do the things for you, but you're unappreciative of them is essentially what it comes down to. She might drag a man on doing things, simping for her, basically at that point. It'd be one thing if she was actually reciprocating and she was giving him that same type of energy back or similar, right? At least dump me a bone, do something for me. But you're not doing any of that. And so you got him in there 3-4 months deep doing for you, and you waiting on somebody else to come scoop you up. You hoping that the dude that you actually want gonna come and get you, gonna show you some interest. And he doesn't. And that's how modern women lose their position in dating. They'll try to hold on to somebody else thinking, oh, he gonna be here forever, trying to get this other person. And if I don't get this other person, I still have him over here. And I'll just keep on doing the same thing over and over again until I find somebody that I actually like. And then when it's time for me to break it to them, I'll talk to the group and they'll say some stupid stuff. Well, you know, it was never meant to be. You know, I've been feeling this way over the past 2 or 3 weeks. Lying. You've been feeling this way over the past 3 to 5 years. You just been messing around with me because that other man didn't want you. Now, when you look like you have the opportunity, you're going to run to him. Once again, the problem is you're going to run to him. He's going to pump you, dump you, and you're going to send you on back to me. And you're going to want me to handle your foolishness. But I'm not. But that's the way modern women think. I'm going to keep him on the hook, keep him running around and chasing me while I chase this other man. And when after 10 years, that man that I want don't want me, and I'm clear on that, I'm hoping that the man that I kept on putting on the back burner still wants.
Y'all really want me to allow a man to come and live with me in this house that I own and sleep in my bed and sleep in my room and be around me. I don't think so.
This bedroom that I've created that is so serene, that is calm, soothing, gorgeous, nothing out of place. You're telling me that I'm supposed to let a man come and live in here? That they're gonna put all their stuff in here? Oh no.
You see, the problem though is you have no issues going and living with a man who has something like that or even nicer than that. You would gladly pack your fucking bags and move in with a man who is living way better than that. And you think that they should just accept you coming in there and putting your in their place, but you can't do that for a man? Y'all are so one-sided. It's ridiculous.
And what's funny is a lot of modern women, they like to do background checks on you, like you're the they're hiring you to be the next VP or the next CEO or something like that. What company did you leave? Right? Let me, get some references. Let me talk to people that you worked with. Let me talk to your boss, right? and you sitting up there like, ma'am, this is Chipotle. We're just trying to get to know each other. This is Starbucks. I'm just trying to see if I like you. You trying to see if you like me. That's it. But they're going to the end, and I know they're pulling out. Well, you got to be safe. I got it. I understand it. But even at that angle, when a man says, okay, well, if you're wanting these things, you wanting to know these things about me, well, can I know these? And it'd be respectable things. What can I know about you? Can I know these things? These are things that I would want to know about a woman, and I would be curious to know about my next potential partner. But all of a sudden, those are inappropriate. And how dare you? Don't you have any manners? Chivalry is actually dead. I like a man that doesn't ask any questions. I like a man that doesn't, expect a woman to do anything. He just works. That's a real man. All of a sudden they pulling out the think pieces on what their grandfather did. Some of these women don't even know their grandfathers. Well, I heard stories. No. Your grandfather wasn't doing any of that. Matter of fact, and that's not to say that he wasn't a good man. It's just to say sometimes we be putting things out there that didn't actually happen. We would have wanted them to happen. And sometimes we're memorializing people as if they did something that they didn't actually do.
I was a selfish in my marriage. I've been divorced now almost 4 years, but I was married to my ex-husband 16 years and with him 18 years. And again, I was a selfish. Nothing was ever good enough. I took him for granted. He seriously rolled out the red carpet for me. He was sweet, kind, generous. He told me how much he loved me 5 times a day. He told me how beautiful I was every day. If he'd wake me up in the morning, because he knows I love massages, wake me up rubbing my shoulders. He'd rub my feet every evening while we were watching TV. If I said, for example, oh, I'm craving a Dr. Pepper, he'd be like, okay, let me go to the corner store and get it. He adored me. He was amazing. Like on paper, it's what every girl wants. Seriously. And I took it for granted. And now I lost that, right? And I carried a lot of guilt because I caused it. That's my biggest regret in life, is not saving, the whole family aspect. The grass is not always greener on the other side, ladies. It's not, I'm good now. I feel great. And he's super happy with his girlfriend. And honestly, I could not be happier for him, because he deserved to be loved and cared about and respected, as he should have always been. So I'm so happy that he's happy. Anyways, what I'm saying, ladies, the grass is not greener on the other side. If you have a good guy, take care of him. Take care of him. Trust me, there's nothing good out in these streets. He seriously set the bar. He set the bar. And ultimately, what I always wanted, I had all along. So we have good right in front of us, and we don't know how to take care of it.
But these modern women are still wanting chivalry from a man. They're still wanting generosity from a man, but they don't really respect the man. They don't really go to war for the man like the man goes to war for them, right? You know, I speak about, you won't even get that man a Snickers and a Coke. That man done bought you a platter of fajitas. You won't even buy that man a bottle of water. I mean, even give him some of your water. You'll give that man nothing. He's got to earn everything. But you expect that man, even though my God, you won't even buy that. Shoot, you won't even send that man pictures of things that he likes to let him know that you've been thinking about him. But you expect that man to be thinking about you all day. Oh, I saw this restaurant over here. Thought you might like it. Be ready at 7. I want to take you there. Oh, shoot. Yeah, my man is taking me out. That man has been doing that for months on end. Maybe not every day, but, pretty regularly. Maybe once a week or every other week he's been doing it. And he's been spending a good amount of money on you. Only for you to scrunch up your face and turn up your lips and start sniffing and huffing and puffing like you the big bad wolf. When that man says, hey, you're at Chick-fil-A, you think that you can bring me something to eat? I don't pay for no man. I done spent like literally hundreds of dollars on you. And you can't even spend like 15? Why would I keep on trying to date that?
Most men are deeply unattractive because of Mother Nature and something called the Great Scam.
Oh, goody. Another genetics expert.
Great Scam was the day that the male of the species convinced the female of the species that it no longer needed to prove itself worthy in order to reproduce and have babies.
Wait a minute. They can't be insinuating that the only thing that a male would have to do to prove himself worthy of reproducing would be to be attractive, right? They can't mean that.
The fact that the men are ugly says otherwise, right? They're not supposed to exist. They're supposed to be cannon fodder to the strong, attractive men who are worthy of having babies.
Oh dear. That really does seem to be what they meant. But unbeknownst to a great many out there are more qualities to look for in a potential partner than just what they look like. And our ancestors actually knew that.
We're out here being like, the men don't take care of themselves, that's why they're unattractive. No, you're a 10,000-year-old genetic anomaly. He's not supposed to exist, babe.
It will never cease to amaze me how some individuals can remain so willfully uninformed when there's so much information freely available out there on the internet. But let me just say this. Most individuals are aware that there is more to selecting a partner than just what they look like. But I wonder if individuals like this keep the same energy for unattractive women. Or is that another story?
I think what a lot of men get confused by is when you watch some of these videos and, the woman is talking about, she says no, and she's expecting the man to continue to, keep on chasing, right? And a lot of men are done with that. A lot of modern women love this performative aspect of dating and courting to where, oh, yes, give me the car. I'm going to take a picture of it. Oh, yes, give me the ring. I'm going to take a picture of it. Hey, don't propose to me now. I got to go get my nails done. Or if you propose to her, if she really likes you, it don't matter how her nails look, she's going to accept the ring. But before we take pictures, like actual, engagement photos, because, in the moment, that shouldn't matter. Well, it should matter. It's going to matter to her, even though it shouldn't. But she said, we're going to go ahead and take the photos. And she's going to be like, man, my nails are terrible. But thank you so much for the ring. If she really likes you, right? But some of these modern women who are literally in it for the performative aspect, who are literally in it for, I just like this, or I just like looking like this, or keeping up with the Joneses, they're going to be like, wait. No. Some of these modern women might even say, oh, I don't know if it's the right time for us. But then they'll come back maybe a day later or maybe a week later, and they'll say, because nothing was wrong the first time. They'll say, oh, I was kind of thinking about it, and I was just afraid. I was just afraid of, it might be the reason for some of these ladies, right? But she might say, oh, I was afraid, or, I wasn't sure. And I think I would want to marry you. But next time you look down and you notice she got her hair done, makeup done. Now, after that, I got my hair done. I got my nails done. I got my toes done. And I want you to just propose to me, right? And when I get the ring, it's going to be... Now, some ladies are like that, but you'll understand and recognize a pattern of... There are some women out there that purely from that aspect, it's just performative. Oh, he got me the ring. I'm thinking of a person right now. I'm not gonna say their name, where they didn't even really look at the guy. You know what I mean? They didn't even. I don't really want to kiss him. I don't really want to. Well, actually, I already know Akash, his wife. That was weird. That whole situation was weird, to where she wouldn't even. Well, she wouldn't even kiss him after he proposed. He's giving her a ring. I thought it was a pretty good ring, and he wouldn't. When that type of stuff happens, and then she goes on shows and embarrasses the guy, well, that's just they always got excuses for why they saying and doing stuff. And it makes the man look crazy. And so for a lot of these ladies, this is the type of stuff they want. I'm going to trash you. I'm going to destroy your character, your ego, whatever you got going on. But I expect you to continue to chase me, because that's what a man's supposed to do. No matter how silly I act, no matter how bogus what I do to you is, I'm expecting you to continue to chase me.
You rather deal with a married man that never tells you no, or your own man that tells you no 45% of the time?
No, I'm dealing with the married man. Nah, I take the married dude. I'm sorry. I'm the married man. Married. I'm sorry. Tell me yes. Everything. Oh, the married. Yeah, give me him.
I will deal with my man that tell me no, because I'm going to beat him the f*** up.
I'm taking the married guy, because why am I with you? You keep saying no for. I think I'm going to go with the married guy. I don't like the word no, so. A married man. Married man.
The married man.
A married man. You're my little secret. My own guy that tell me no 45% of the time.
A married man.
Do a married man, because 9 times out of 10 we sure need anyway.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to take the married man. Like,
Why?
I need to be told no sometimes. You can't always get what you want.
This is how deep in a sunken place the modern feminist woman's mind is. I think I just be making stuff up when I say most modern women today, they want a yes man. They don't want a real man. They don't want a man that's gonna challenge them. They just want somebody they can control and get their way 24/7. Out of all them women, it was only one with some kind of common sense. Modern women today, they don't want a man who challenges them. They want a man who obeys them. A man they can talk to like he's a child, boss around, get whatever they want, have their way 24/7. Modern women will scream, I want a real man, until a real man shows up, and then they crumble and crack under their pressure because they're not used to hearing no. They don't want nobody to tell them no. They always want to be right. They always want to have their way. And in no successful relationship does that ever happen.
These modern women build their life in entitlement, right? When we talk about a man having to be 6 foot, 6 figures, emotionally intelligent, all of that stuff, this is what a woman is expecting, right? I can get with you on the emotionally intelligent. I can get with you on being an effective communicator. I get with you on that. But having to be 6 foot and make 6 figures is really, it's not necessary. Once again, I was watching a show with my wife, and some of these things, you really listen to what other couples are fighting over. And you're like, man, that stuff really does not matter. It really doesn't. It's a nice to have, but it really doesn't matter. you guys, and I understand, you want somebody in a certain place. This is the bare minimum that I need to have, right? Or that I want. Some things you need, some things you want. Some of these things that we're wanting, we don't need. It would be a nice to have. And I'm not saying that you need to go out there and you need to struggle. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, some of this stuff that we be asking for and that we say we be needing in a partner, we do not need. And you're making it harder on yourself to find somebody that you can settle down with. You don't have the stomach to say, okay, I can fix this. And then if I don't know how to fix it, I struggle through it and I figure out how to fix it. I have no idea what to do. As a parent, you're going to be doing that. As a parent, you're going to be doing that anyway. You ain't going to know what you're doing. Not even the first clue. You might be reading books. People be telling you, do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. You don't know what the heck you're doing. It's going to be the same way on the job. I don't know what I'm doing. I told these folks that I can do X, Y, and Z. I don't even know what X is. I don't have the faintest clue what Y is. So you're going to be struggling through it and figuring it out. You're going to be doing the same thing, single, struggling through it and figuring it out. What makes it harder a lot of times in relationships is the other person is working against you, or you feel like you're carrying that other person, right? But once again, even with that, you need to have perspective, because you might be thinking, well, this person is going against me. This person is, I'm carrying this person. This person's dead weight. But then you remove that person because for sure that person is the problem, only to find out, wait a minute, maybe that person was trying to help me out and I spent so much time yapping that I didn't really realize that what they said was kind of right. It wasn't the way that I would have done it, but they had a point. Maybe I should look at that again. And if that's the case, it might not be a bad idea to call them up and say, hey, my bad, I'm sorry. Now, they might not pick up your phone call or whatever, they might have blocked you, but you reach out and say, I tried. That's a part of you going back and righting your wrongs. Even if they still trying to cuss you out and go crazy and stuff like that. Hey, that was my bad. I'm sorry about that. You didn't deserve to be treated like that. And that I really didn't understand it. So for that, I apologize. Whether they accept it or not, I got my life right and I'm moving forward. It's going to help you in your next relationship, because that's going to be you taking accountability, and you're going to be able to do it freely. You're going to be able to own your part, and you're going to be able to say, now, this is where I felt slighted, or this is where I felt like you were doing this, this, and this. And y'all can sit back and have a conversation without screaming and hollering and accusing and finger pointing at each other. And really a lot of that starts with, in part at least, not being entitled and having these silly, unrealistic expectations and standards.